Ekiti Television, taking you further.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on the news at 7. My name is Ademola Adeleke. As a way of containing the effects of flooding, the state government is to spend more than 195 million naira to clear blocked drains and culverts in 5 local government areas of the state. They are Ado, Ikere, Irepode, Feludo, Ekiti West, Moba. And the decision was part of the resolutions at the State Executive Council meeting held in Ado-Ekiti. The job to be executed within 6 months by the State Environmental Protection and Watershed Management Agency through direct labor was in line with the intention of government to continue mitigating ecological challenges. Government also approved more than 4 billion naira for the construction of Alanaka Road in Efun-Alai. The project will be completed within 15 months with the aim of easing the hardship the people and improve their socio-economic well-being. And the Ekiti State government has approved the appointment of princes to fill the vacant stool in 3 communities in the state. The towns are Ayebode and Eson, both in Ikole local government, and Emure in Ewe local government area of the state. The steps were part of decision taken at the State Executive Council meeting held in Ado-Ekiti. Prince Olushola Omolayo was appointed as the Owa of Ayebode to succeed Obatayo Famoroti, who joined his ancestors in September 2022. Similarly, Prince Bankole Ilubisi was approved to become the new Eleson to succeed Oba Babatunde Ogushaki, who passed away in January last year. The State Executive Council also approved the appointment of Prince Babatunde Ajiboye as the Elemuri, the new monarch from the Abenimota ruling house, succeeding Obadewole Adebayo, who joined his forefathers in May last year. Other decisions taken at the meeting included the contract for the structural adjustment to ease the movement of patients and 80-bedded multipurpose building at Exuth in Ado-Ekiti and renovation of school buildings affected by rainstorms in the state. The state deputy governor, Okelu Abonisade Afuye, has described women as key to Governor Biodun Ibanji's re-election bid in 2026. She made a remark while meeting with APC women leaders at her office in Ado-Ekiti. BSA's government house reporter, Adidaya Adile, has more.
Okelu Afuye told the women's group that to prosecute the governor's re-election bid, they must remain united and intensify mobilization across the 16 local government areas. She urged them to carry all members along to avoid loopholes that could trigger acrimony within the APC. The deputy governor also directed the women leaders to collaborate with other arms and groups in the party to ensure the proposed mobilization tour effectively sensitized the public on the governor's achievements. In her remarks, the secretary to the state government, Professor Abibat Adubiaru, announced that the local government tour would begin on Monday in Ekiti East.
On Monday, Ekiti East, so by the Agomeji, the Magosiboy, Emure, Agomeji, Isoro, Agomere.
The Director General, Office of Community Communications, Mrs. Mary Oshomotosho, charged the women to work towards their shared goals. She noted that the program was an initiative of the First Lady, Dr. Olayemi Abiodun Ibanji, who prioritized party cohesion and inclusivity. The chairperson of the APC Elders Forum Women's Wing, Mrs. Urunke Okusanya, commended the leaders for their support since the start of Governor Oyebanji's administration, describing it as a driving force for effective governance. Adedayo Adele reporting.
And still talking politics, ahead of the 2026 Ekiti State governorship election, APC leaders and stakeholders have concluded plans for a mega endorsement of Governor Biodun Oyebanji and his deputy Okinira Abunesa Diafuye for a second term in office. The chairman of the State Endorsement Committee for Bao and Tinubu Chief Abiodun Aluko made this known at a press conference in Ado-Ekiti, stressing that the present administration must continue the good governance. BSS reporter Adedayo Adele has details.
Chief Aluko, while addressing journalists, cited the administration's achievements in infrastructure, education, healthcare, human capital development, and the governor's inclusive leadership as reasons for their decision.
In Ekiti State, of course, you don't need to be told. Even nearly every sector. You talk of teachers, you talk of pensioners, you talk of public servants, you talk of farmers, you talk every sector of the society in Ekiti State has at one time or the other endorsed the governor of Ekiti State for second term. And there is no community, there is no local government in Ekiti State that you cannot, that you will not see the effect of what Bao is doing in Ekiti State.
He announced that the mega endorsement would take place on the 23rd of this month at the Ekiti Parappa Pavilion in Ado-Ekiti.
We are endorsing Bao for second term, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for second term, and both will be unveiled on the 23rd of this month at the Ekiti Kete Pavilion along New Inn Road.
Chief Aluko also commended President Bola Tinubu for transforming the nation's economy, saying he deserved a second term.
Like the adage, a good turn deserves another. We believe that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should be given a second term, and all the stakeholders, including the caucus of APC in Ekiti State, headed by Otumbani Yaribayo and former Governor Fayemi, and all the leaders of APC had at the caucus meeting endorsed President Ahmed Bola Tinubu for second term, as well as Bao for second term as well. What we are witnessing in Nigeria today, well, we thank God that we have somebody like Tinubu, or else the situation would have been much, much worse.
On the newly formed coalition of opposition parties under the African Democratic Congress ADC, Chief Aluko has this to say.
To the best of my knowledge as a person, is dead on arrival. ADC does not exist in Ekiti State. And you know it yourself. Ekiti is virtually a one-party state. PDP, well, and you all know that PDP is in the ICU in Ekiti State. And we don't know who and who will go to ADC and give us any headache in Ekiti State.
He commended the governor for his exemplary leadership and the visible development across the state. Adedayo Adele reporting.
In a related development, councillors in Ekiti West local government area have added their voices to calls for Governor Biodun Oyebanji to remain in office till 2020-2030. The endorsement was made during plenary, presided over by the leader of the House, Mr. Shegun Ogunlanu, at the Council's Legislative Chamber. BSS reporter Bukola Adebukola reports that the session was also attended by council chairmen from the area. The report.
The legislative arm, which encompassed Ekameta and Okemesi Idoile local council development areas, noted that the governor is their son, hence the need to pioneer the council legislators' endorsement. The leader, Mr. Ogunlano, said Governor Yebanji has demonstrated a clear vision and commitment to the progress and prosperity of the state through good governance.
His Excellency Governor Iroyin Lekunrere change the face of government in the state to all inclusive, one of which has impacted in all the north and crannies of the state.
The motion for Governor Yebanji endorsement was moved by Mr. Olusegun Ajayi of Erijiyan Ward 4, while Councillor representing Okemesi Idoile Ward 8, Mr. Olanipekun Adegoke, seconded the motion.
The motion of endorsement of Governor Iroyin Lekunrere will continue to 2030.
Other lawmakers noted that the good work of the governor necessitated the endorsement.
The governor has been doing well in all the corners of the state, and we deem it fit to endorse the governor for the second time to continue to 2030. That's why we give 2030
today to endorse the governor Yebanji Abayomi for the second time. That's why we are here. All the West local government and other dignitaries were here to endorse the governor for the second time.
Alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ yìí gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣe ó jọ wá lójú lórí pàápàá jùlọ lórí obìnrin ìyàwó ẹ̀ náà lórí obìnrin a rò pé ó jọ wá gbàdé rò pé ó gbọ́dọ̀ lọ fún second time.
There were goodwill messages from the chairman of Ekiti West, Mr. Moses Omojola, Okemesi Idoile SCDA, Mr. Sunday Ajibade, and Ekameta SCDA, Dr. Leye Adeniji.
Our able governor is a son of the soil. This is a local government. So there is no person in the West government that should not support him because he's our son.
He's a leader and he has done well. We don't have enough talent to push him forward again.
Ba has done wonderfully well in Ekiti, and everybody is even endorsed. So this is not the first time, and it's not new. It's as a result of what Ba has done in Ekiti State. And to we, the chairman, we welcome it. And as you can see, our people, they are very excited as a result of this. So we appreciate them too. And
they resolved to mobilize more support for its continuity. Bukola Adebukola reporting.
You're still watching Ekiti News at 7. We'll be back after this time out.
Beautiful, it's your name. Wonderful is what you are to me. Eba mi kira fún mama mi. Orisha mi ja o, kò sí láyé.
Every mom.
Mr. Chef Mixed Spices Seasoning Cube don't land with all your rich spices where you love inside one cube. Mr. Chef Mixed Spices Seasoning Cube. Spice mix exactly the way you like them. They available for seasoning cube. Try them today.
Welcome to Deeper Life High School at Ado-Ekiti campus, where academic excellence is not just a goal, but a culture. Our dedicated and well-trained academic staff employ innovative teaching methodologies to ignite a passion for learning in every student. From well-resourced science laboratories to a comprehensive library and cutting-edge ICT facilities, we provide the tools and guidance for students to reach their full intellectual potential. Our conducive learning environment is second to none. Our spacious classrooms, comfortable boarding houses, ample recreational centers, and lots more contribute to a holistic and positive school experience. The safety and well-being of our students are our top priorities, as we have top-notch security surveillance systems manned by trained security personnel to give parents peace of mind, knowing their children are in very safe hands. To enroll your child today, visit our website at deeperlifehighschool.org or call us on 0815-819-0110. You can also send us an email via adoprincipal@deeperlifehighschool.org. Deeper Life High School at Ado-Ekiti. Leadership with distinction.
You welcome back. Now to the rest of the news. A delegation from Nasarawa State, led by the Special Assistant to the Governor on Education, Mr. Idris Adamu, has visited Ekiti State on a study tour of its Education Trust Fund, ETF, and key institutions. The team applauded Ekiti's notable progress in the education sector, citing it as a model worth emulating. The delegation, with top officials including the chairman of the House Committee on Education, Mr. Jacob Awuni, Commissioner for Education, Dr. Olabimpe Aderoye, and the Head of Service, Dr. Falakemi Olomojobi. They commended Ekiti's consistent investment in education, including free and compulsory schooling, wide fees, infrastructure development, teachers training, and scholarships. The ETF Executive Secretary, Mrs. Bosede Degede, led the team on a tour of strategic agencies and institutions, highlighting the ETF's role in swiftly addressing educational needs. The visit also inspired Nasarawa's effort to establish a similar trust fund with a draft bill already awaiting assent. I'm still talking about education. The State Universal Basic Education Board, SUBEB, with Universal Basic Education Board, UBEG, has organized a 3-day capacity building workshop for local government staff and school support officers in Ido-Ekiti to enhance basic education quality through improved mentoring and monitoring. SUBEB Chairman, Professor Femi Akinwumi, commended Governor Biodun Ibanji for his commitment to education, citing achievements such as consistent UBEG counterpart funding, upgrades, digitization, and teachers' welfare. The SUBEB commissioners, Dr. Falakemi Olomojobi and Dr. Kayode Adeoye, emphasized the importance of applying the training to improve learning outcomes. The resource persons from Libya Ondo-led session on effective monitoring, classroom practices, and leadership. Participants appreciated the training for improving their capacity to support teachers and learners. The Ekiti State House of Assembly has screened and confirmed the appointment of Justice Lekan Ogunmoye as the substantive Chief Judge of the state. The confirmation came at the plenary presided over by the Speaker, Mr. Adeoye Aribasoye, held at the Assembly Complex in Ado-Ekiti. BSS reporter Bukola Adebukola has more.
Justice Ogunmoye was accompanied to the Assembly by the State Commissioner for Justice, Mr. Dayo Akpata, and judiciary workers. The Speaker read the letter from Governor Biodun Oyebanji requesting for the screening and confirmation of Acting Chief Judge Ogunmoye as Chief Judge.
The same person whose name has been forwarded to us to be screened and also confirmed as the substantive CJ of the state.
The House drilled the nominee, while the majority leader, Mr. Tolu Ige, and minority leader, Mr. Oladele Ogunshakin, extolled the virtues of Justice Ogunmoye.
Justice delayed is justice denied. But with men like Honorable Justice Adekunle Ogunmoye, justice is neither delayed nor denied. It is delivered with grace, strength, and integrity.
The Chairman House Committee on Judiciary and Legal Matter, Mr. Babatunde Oke, read the report of their findings to the lawmakers, which the House discussed and adopted at the Committee of the Whole House.
I recommend that the appointment of Justice Lekan Ogunmoye, Acting Chief Judge of the State, be confirmed as the substantive Chief Judge of the State.
At the end of the extensive deliberation and vote by the lawmakers, the Speaker pronounced his confirmation as the Chief Judge designate.
Justice Lekan Ogunmoye is now a CJ designate. Thank you.
In an interview, Justice Ogunmoye promised to make use of information technology in the court proceedings.
There is no option to it. We have to move on to technology. Now, in Ekiti State today, virtual hearing of cases is a thing of reality.
Justice Ogunmoye was born at Omo-Ekiti in 1963 and graduated from the University of Ife. He was called to bar in 1987, after which he joined the Ondo State Civil Service. Ogunmoye was appointed the Acting Chief Judge in November 2024 until his confirmation as the Chief Judge by the House of Assembly. Bukola Adebukola reporting.
As part of the 162nd Nigerian Army Day celebration, residents of Ikere Ekiti have benefited from a medical outreach offering eye checks, blood sugar and pressure tests, as well as dental diagnosis. The outreach held at the Ogas Palace was described by the General Commanding Officer, Division 2, Major General Obina, as part of the Army's corporate social responsibility to promote healthy living. Represented by Commander 2 Division Hospital, Medical Hospital, Brigadier General Chubuzo Okoswa, Major General Obina found the Army's commitment to both security and citizens' well-being. He thanked the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, for providing logistics for the life-touching program. The Ogoga of Ikere Ekiti, Oba Adejimi Adu-Alagbadu, in his remarks, thanked the Army and its leadership, describing Lieutenant General Oluyede, an indigene of Ikere, as a blessing to the kingdom and Nigeria. He urged residents to prioritize their health through regular medical checks and said that the Ogoga Council will facilitate more medical outreaches for the community. The Ekiti State Agro-Marshal has intensified efforts to rid local areas of criminal activities. The commander of the Corps, Mr. Olamide Oni, gave the information while parading members of a cannabis syndicate arrested in remote areas after months of surveillance. The report is presented from our studio.
The first suspect paraded at the Agro-Marshal office in Ado-Ekiti was one Atiku Amodu, who was caught with over 351 kilograms of compressed cannabis at Iroyin Lekunrere. The suspect, who claimed to be a police officer, said during interrogation that he got the cannabis from Ekiti to deliver them to his clients in the northern part of the country. The Agro-Marshal commander, Mr. Oni, said that the suspect was arrested at Iroyin Lekunrere by his men who were on guard.
Friday, on 27th June, when my men sighted a strange car, a strange Lexus car at the border post there. Who is this person? They tried to challenge him. Then he decided to show them an officer's identity card, police identity card to be precise. They showed him, you know, an officer, why are you going up and down in this area? Where are you serving? He was unable to give them a reasonable account of himself. At the same time, he attempted to escape from them, leaving his car. They grabbed him. After arresting him, they decided to seize the key of his car. After seizing the key of the car, they go into the car search. They search his car and they discover 351 kilograms of compressed lily. Compressed in there, lily. Cannabis satisfies the sage.
Another Indiahem syndicate paraded was arrested at Ekiti in Ijeru local government area. The suspect, Oyibo Sunday, who claimed to be a cocoa farmer at Ekiti, was alleged to be engaging in India hemp cultivation after many months of investigations conducted by the Agro-Marshal officers in the locality. Agro-Marshal commander told journalists that Oyibo Sunday confessed that the cannabis plantation discovered beside his cocoa farm was owned by his son, claiming that the India hemp farm has been destroyed upon his arrest.
Monday, we were able to pin a particular person called Oyibo as the owner of the farm. And I ordered that they should go and bring him. And when he came here, after some interview, he agreed that he knows the person who planted in there. Who is the person? He said, the person is my son. He said, the person is my son. Okay, where is your son? Take us there. When we were about going there, he told us that the farm had been destroyed.
The commander, who stressed the determination of the state agro-marshal to stamp out criminalities in all farms in the state, said the suspects will be handed over to the police for further investigation and prosecution. Mr. Oni called on traditional rulers, community leaders, and other landowners to be conscious of who they give their farmlands to for agricultural purpose, noting that many were hiding under farming to engage in illegal acts in the state. The commander also charged all stakeholders to be security conscious and report promptly any security issues to the law enforcement agents to make the state safe for all.
The chairman of the Obarinwa Agency, Mr. Oluwole Ariyo, has commended the retired general manager of the agency, Mr. Olumide Fatoba, for 35 years of dedicated service, describing him as industrious and a role model. At his retirement ceremony, colleagues celebrated his commitment to duty. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Utility and Public Infrastructure, Mr. Olumide Ajayi, described him as a noble leader. The retired general manager thanked God for his mercy throughout his 35 years career and promised to continue serving God and humanity. Politicians have been charged to see their appointment as a call to service. The board chairman of Technical and Vocational Education, Mr. Kadi Babadi, gave the charge on BSC's Current Affairs program our guest. He advised politicians to have a second address to support their families after leaving office and emphasized synergy among the three arms of government to fast-track development. Mr. Babadi, a former Ekiti Assembly Majority Leader, also urged youths to remain determined and focused, assuring that everyone who falls can rise again. He advised parents to enroll their children in technical schools for skills acquisition and described Governor Biodun Ibanji as a learned leader who understudied past governors. You're still watching EKTV News at 7. Let's quickly pay some bills. We'll be right back.
Chef. Mr. Chef, what's your secret?
My secret is the wide range of seasoning powders from Mr. Chef. Perfect for meals such as spicy stew, goat meat, roasted beef, fried rice, and coca.
Unleash your inner chef and explore our wide range of Mr. Chef seasoning powder.
Mr. Chef Mixed Spices Seasoning Cube don't land with all your rich spices where you love inside one cube. Mr. Chef Mixed Spices Seasoning Cube. Spice mix exactly the way you like them. They're available for seasoning cube. Try them today.
You're welcome back. Now to the rest of the news. I'm moving on to the National Senate now. The Senate has commenced its public hearing on the review of the 1999 Constitution, aiming to implement key reforms in governance held in Lagos. The Southwest Zonal hearing opened in Ikeja, Lagos, focusing on electoral reforms, state policing, local government creation, and fiscal policies. The two-day event coincided with similar hearing nationwide, except in the North-West, where proceedings were postponed following the death of Kano industrialist Aminu Dantata. Senate leader Okwem Bamidele described the hearing as an opportunity for Nigerians to shape the country's future. Meanwhile, in the House of Representatives, a bill seeking to provide free internet access in selected public places has scaled second reading. Sponsored by Abubakar Kusada, the bill aims to bring Nigeria's digital divide by offering free internet, especially in rural areas. Lawmakers, however, raised concerns over funding, with some suggesting cost sharing between government and service providers. Also, the House has resolved to investigate recurring insecurity in the Northeast following a motion by Zakaria Yampe, who decried incessant killings in Madagali and Michika areas of Adamawa states. Still at the House of Representatives, the House has called for the immediate establishment of a permanent military base in Madagali and Michika, Adamawa state, following renewed attacks that left several residents dead and many abducted. It urged the Chief of Defense Staff, Inspector General of Police, and Director General of the Department of State Services to deploy a combined military and police task force and set up a permanent forward operating base to deter further attacks and restore peace. The House also urged the National Emergency Management Agency to provide urgent humanitarian support to displaced residents. Away from the House of Representatives, a Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered the Nigerian Senate to recall Senator Natasha Akpoti-Aduaghan, ruling that her 6-month suspension was excessive and unconstitutional. Justice Binta Yako said the suspension denied her constituent representation, which violates her rights. The court also ruled that while the Senate can discipline members, it must not silence an entire constituency. However, the judge upheld Senate President Godwin Akpabio's refusal to allow her speak during plenary as not violating her rights. The court imposed a fine on Akpoti-Aduaghan for breaching an earlier order that barred public comment on the case. Still on court-related issues, the Federal High Court in Lagos has convicted and sentenced 8 Chinese nationals for cyber terrorism and internet fraud. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, gave the information in a statement, explained that the convicts were among a syndicate of 792 cryptocurrency investments and romance fraud suspects arrested on December 19 last year during an operation conducted by the by the commission. The commission added that details of the sentencing will be provided in due course. And the Independent Corrupt Practices Commission, ICPC, has secured the conviction of a Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria staff, Mr. Iyonu Eseme, for using a forged trade test certificate to obtain employment. Eseme was arraigned before Justice Tanko of the FCT High Court, Abuja, on a 3-count charge bordering of forgery. He pleaded guilty under a plea bargain, and the court sentenced him to a fine of 50,000 naira. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has released supplementary regulations and guidelines for reviewing election results. INEC Commissioner Sam Olumekun said in Abuja that the guidelines approved at Commission's meeting clarify procedures and timelines for reviewing results to not declared according to the law. He noted that Section 65 of the Electoral Act 2022 empowers INEC to review any results declaration made involuntarily or contrary to legal provisions. The Lagos State branch of the Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, has rejected the federal government proposed salary structure for doctors, calling it unjust and a threat to the healthcare system. NMA chairman Dr. Babajide Said said the proposal undermines clinical responsibilities and hospital leadership structures and disregards long-established salary relativity based on training, clinical risk, and responsibility. He added that abolishing salary relativity would create confusion over clinical leadership roles and weaken accountability in hospitals. The NMA also rejected the inclusion of specialist allowances for non-doctors, insisting they are meant only for certified clinicians after years of postgraduate training. The Edo State Ministry of Health has confirmed an outbreak of dengue fever with 86 reported cases. The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Cyril Oshiomole, said the state remains committed to protecting residents and has appointed the Director of Public Health, Dr. Sevison Ojefo, as incident manager to lead the response. He said the Emergency Operations Center has been activated with measures including surveillance, case management, vector control, and environmental sanitation underway. Healthcare workers were urged to remain vigilant and report suspected cases promptly. Vice President Kashim Shettima says the Tinubu administration is focused on rebuilding trust between government and citizens alongside infrastructure development. At the commissioning of the rehabilitated Aguma Palace, Radio Nigeria New Market Road in Gwagwalanda FCT, Shettima said the days of empty promises were over as government was restoring confidence through tangible projects. He noted that the road project was nominated by Gwagwalanda residents, reflecting a responsive and people-centered government. Shettima added that expanding the FCT revenue base would improve roads, schools, hospitals, and people's welfares. He also commended FCT Minister Nyesom Wike for his bold governance approach. The senior special advisor to the African Development Bank president on industrialization, Professor Banji Oyeyinka, has warned that Nigeria is losing thousands of engineers and technical experts trained with public funds to foreign economies. At the Chemical Engineering Department of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, he said the mass exodus of professionals was due to the collapse of universities and research institutions. He described the brain drain as a major consequence of Nigeria's neglect of education, research, and industrial policies. Mali's military-appointed legislative body has granted junta leader General Assimi Goïta a 5-year term renewable multiple times without election. The move would allow Goïta to remain in power until at least 2030, despite earlier promises to return to civilian rule in March 2024. The bill passed by 147 members National Transitional Council now awaits Goïta's formal signing after cabinet approval last month. The U.S. President Donald Trump will meet with leaders of Gabon, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Mauritania, and Senegal from the 9th to 11th of this month. The meeting is seen as part of America's intensifying diplomatic efforts in Africa. Last month, the White House brokered a peace deal between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo, ending months of hostilities in eastern DRC. Although Trump's bilateral meeting with South Africa President Cyril Ramaphosa in May was tense, the upcoming mini summit is expected to focus on trade and commercial opportunities. Trump aims to boost business ties with Africa, replacing some humanitarian programs and development aid. Plans for a wider U.S.-Africa summit in September remain unconfirmed. And moving on to sports, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has announced a significant increase in the prize money for the Women's African Cup of Nations, which kicks off tomorrow in Morocco. The winner of the competition will go home with $1 million, while runner-up will receive $500,000. The third place will pocket $350,000, while the fourth placed team will get $300,000. The quarter-finalists will receive $200,000. Meanwhile, the quarter-finals of the ongoing FIFA Club World Cup will kick off tonight. In the first game, Palmeiras of Brazil will meet Chelsea. PSG of France will take on Bayern Munich of Germany. Tomorrow, Real Madrid of Spain will clash with Dortmund of Germany. And that's it on the news at 7. Good evening.
ẹ kalẹ̀ ẹ sì káàbọ̀ sórí ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́. Kelechi David lóníròyìn yìí. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀nà láti kápá àwọn ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ omíyalé, ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ní láti ná owó tó ju mílíọ̀nù 15 náírà láti kó àwọn ojú àgbàrá àti afárá tí ó dí láwọn ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ 5 nípínlẹ̀ yìí. Àwọn ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ náà ní Adó, Ìkẹrẹ́, Ìrẹ́pọ̀dù, Ìfẹ́lódùn, Èkìtì West àti Mọ̀bà. Ìpinnu náà wà lára àwọn ìpinnu tó wáyé níbi ìpàdé ìgbìmọ̀ ẹ̀ka ìṣèjọba ìpínlẹ̀ yìí tí gómìnà Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí darí rẹ̀ nílùú Adó Èkìtì. Iṣẹ́ náà tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe láàrin oṣù 6 nípasẹ̀ àjọ tó ń rí ṣètò ààbò àyíká ti ìpínlẹ̀ yìí àti ìṣàkóso omi wà níbàámu pẹ̀lú èròǹgbà ìjọba láti tẹ̀síwájú àdínkù àwọn ìpèníjà ọ̀rọ̀ àyíká. Ìjọba tó fọwọ́ sí owó tó lé ní bílíọ̀nù 4 náírà fún ṣíṣe ọ̀nà alánàká nílùú Ẹ̀fọ̀n Aláàyè. Iṣẹ́ àkànṣe náà yóò parí láàrin oṣù 15 pẹ̀lú èrò láti ṣàdínkù ìrora àwọn aráàlú láti lè ṣe ìrànlọ́wọ́ ètò iṣẹ́ ajé àwọn èèyàn náà. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ti fọwọ́ sí pé kí wọ́n dí àwọn ipò ọba tó ṣòfò nílùú 3 nípínlẹ̀ yìí. Àwọn ìlú náà ní Ayébọ̀dé àti Ẹ̀sùn níjọba ìbílẹ̀ Ìkọ̀lé àti Èmùrè níjọba ìbílẹ̀ Èmùrè. Àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ náà jẹ́ ara àwọn ìpinnu tó wáyé nígbà ìpàdé ìgbìmọ̀ ẹ̀ka ìṣèjọba tìpínlẹ̀ yìí nílùú Adó Èkìtì tí gómìnà Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí darí rẹ̀. Ọmọọba Olúṣọlá Ọmọláyọ̀ ni wọ́n yàn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọwá ti Ayébọ̀dé láti gbapò ọba Táyọ̀ Fámọrótì tó darapọ̀ máwọn baba ńlá rẹ̀ ní oṣù kẹsàn-án ọdún 2022. Bákan náà ni wọ́n yan ọmọọba Bánkọ́lé Ìlúbùsì láti di ẹlẹ́sùn tuntun láti gbapò ọba Babátúndé Ògúnṣakin tí ó jáde láyé ní oṣù kínní ọdún 2024. Ìgbìmọ̀ ẹ̀ka ìṣèjọba ìpínlẹ̀ yìí tún fọwọ́ sí yíyan ọmọọba Babátúndé Ajíbóyè gẹ́gẹ́ bí Elémùrè. Ọba tuntun náà láti ẹbí Abẹ́nimọ́tà ló ń rọ́pò ọba Adébọ̀wálé Adébáyọ̀ tí ó darapọ̀ máwọn baba ńlá rẹ̀ nínú oṣù karùn-ún ọdún tó kọjá. Àwọn ìpinnu náà ni wọ́n ṣe níbi ìpàdé náà tí wọ́n tún àwọn ìpinnu míì tí wọ́n ṣe níbi ìpàdé náà ní àtúnṣe ètò láti jẹ́ kí gbígbé àwọn tí wọ́n gba ìtọ́jú rọrùn àti iṣẹ́ ilé tí ó lè gba 100 ibùsùn ní exuf nílùú Adó Èkìtì àti àtúnṣe àwọn iléèwé tó ti bàjẹ́ nípínlẹ̀ yìí nípasẹ̀ ìjì òjò. Igbákejì gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì Ọ̀kínlúà Mọ́nísádé Àfúyẹ́ ti ṣàpèjúwe àwọn obìnrin gẹ́gẹ́ bí kókó nínú ìlàkàkà láti fi ìbò gbé gómìnà Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí wọlé lọ́dún tó ń bọ̀. Ó sọ̀rọ̀ yìí lásìkò tí ó ń ṣe ìpàdé pẹ̀lú àwọn aṣáájú obìnrin ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC lọ́fíìsì rẹ̀ tó wà nílùú Adó Èkìtì. Oníròyìn BSCS Adédayọ̀ Adélẹ́yẹ jábọ̀ ìròyìn pé Ọ̀kínlúà Àfúyẹ́ sọ fún àwọn ẹgbẹ́ obìnrin náà láti rí pé wọ́n tiraka láti jẹ́ kí ètò jíjáwé olúborí gómìnà kí ó rọrùn lọ́dún tó ń bọ̀. Níbi tí ó sọ pé wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ ṣera wọn lóṣooṣù ọwọ̀ kí wọ́n sì tẹra mọ́ ètò ìtanijí káàkiri àwọn ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ 16 tó wà nípínlẹ̀ yìí. Ó rọ̀ wọ́n láti rí pé wọ́n ṣe iṣẹ́ wọn kí wọ́n sì máa fi ọ̀rọ̀ tó àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ létí bó ti tó àti bó ti yẹ, léyìí tó ní yóò túbọ̀ ṣèrànwọ́ láti jẹ́ kí àlàáfíà jọba kí wọ́n sì yẹra fún ohunkóhun tí ó lè dá tẹ̀m̀bẹ̀lẹ̀kù àti ọ̀tẹ̀ sílẹ̀ láàrin ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC. Igbákejì gómìnà tó rọ àwọn aṣáájú obìnrin náà láti sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn ẹgbẹ́ yòókù lójúnà àti lè jẹ́ kí ètò ìtanijí ọ̀hún kí ó lè kẹsẹ̀ járí kí wọ́n sì máa sọ àwọn àṣeyọrí ìjọba gómìnà Oyèbánjí. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tirẹ̀, akọ̀wé ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Abibat Adúbíaró kéde wípé àwọn ètò náà láwọn ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ ni yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ọjọ́ ajé pẹ̀lú ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Èkìtì East. Ọ̀gá àgbà ní àjọ tí ó ń rí sí ètò ìtanijí aráàlú Mary aya Ọ̀ṣọ́mọ́tòṣọ́ rọ àwọn obìnrin láti rí dájú pé wọ́n kópa nínú àwọn ètò tí àti àfojúsùn ìjọba tó wà lóde yìí níbi wọ́n ti mẹ́nuba ọ̀kanòjọ̀kan àwọn ètò tí ìyàwó gómìnà ti ṣe léyìí tí wọ́n ní ètò àbẹ̀wò náà jẹ́ àgbékalẹ̀ ti ìyàwó gómìnà lójúnà àti rí wípé wọ́n fààyè gba mùtúmùwà. Alága ẹgbẹ́ àwọn àgbààgbà obìnrin lẹ́gbẹ́ òṣèlú APC Rónkẹ́ Ayọ̀kúsànyà yòǹbo àwọn aṣáájú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú náà fún àtìlẹ́yìn wọn léyìí tí ó ní ó ti ṣèrànwọ́ àṣeyọrí ìjọba gómìnà Oyèbánjí nínú ètò ìṣàkóso àti tẹ̀síwájú ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Ṣáájú ìdìbò gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì lọ́dún tó ń bọ̀, àwọn aṣáájú àti àwọn ìkàn ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC ti parí àwọn ètò fún ètò ìpolongo kan tí wọn yóò ti kéde àtìlẹ́yìn fún gómìnà Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí àti igbákejì rẹ̀ Òkìlú Àmúnisádé Afúyẹ́ fún sáà kejì. Alága ìgbìmọ̀ fún fọwọ́ sí sáà kejì Báwò àti Tinubu nípínlẹ̀ yìí Olóyè Abíọ́dún Àlùkò tó sọ̀rọ̀ yìí nígbàtí ó ń bá àwọn oníròyìn sọ̀rọ̀ nílùú Adó-Èkìtì tẹnumọ́ pé ìjọba tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ tẹ̀síwájú fún ìṣàkóso rere. Oníròyìn BSCS Adédayọ̀ Adélẹ́yẹ jábọ̀ ìròyìn pé Olóyè Àlùkò ńgbàtí ó ń bá àwọn oníròyìn sọ̀rọ̀ mẹ́nubà pé àwọn àṣeyọrí ìjọba tó wà lóde yìí lẹ́ka ti pèsè ohun amúlùdùn, ẹ̀kọ́, ètò ìlera, ètò ìrónilágbára àti àwọn ètò tó fàyè gba mùtúmùwà àti gbogbo aṣáájú èyí tí gómìnà tó ń gbé ṣe ní tí ó ní ètò ìpolongo náà ni ó yóò wáyé ní ọjọ́ 23 oṣù yìí ní Oríkò Èkìtì Pavilion Parapọ̀ Pavilion nílùú Adó-Èkìtì. Olóyè Àlùkò tún yòǹbo ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu fún bí ó ṣe mú àyípadà bá ètò ọrọ̀ ajé orílẹ̀-èdè yìí tó sì ní òun náà yẹ láti ṣe sáà kejì. Bákan náà nígbà tí ó mẹ́nuba ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn tó kóra jọ sí abẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú ADC, Olóyè Àlùkò sọ pé ẹ̀rù kò bodò ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC pé ẹni bá fẹ́ wọ̀dù ní kí ominú máa kọ. Wá yòǹbo gómìnà bí ó ṣe jẹ́ aṣáájú rere àti bí ó ṣe lápa nínú ètò ìdàgbàsókè ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Àwọn aṣòfin níjọba ìbílẹ̀ Èkìtì West ti po wọn pọ̀ mọ́ àwọn tó ń pè gómìnà Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí láti wà lọ́fíìsì títí di ọdún 2030. Ìgbésẹ̀ yìí wáyé lásìkò àpéjọpọ̀ tí olórí ilé-ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin náà Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ṣẹ́gun Ògúnlànà ṣáájú rẹ̀ ní ìyẹ̀wù ilé-ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ọ̀hún. Oníròyìn BSCS Bùkọ́lá Adébùkọ́lá jábọ̀ pé àwọn alága ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ náà wà níbi ètò ọ̀hún léyìí tí wọ́n ti ka ọ̀kan-ò-jọ̀kan àwọn ipa tí gómìnà Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí ti ní ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ náà tí gbogbo wọn sì pohùn pọ̀ láti kéde wípé wọ́n ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn pé kí gómìnà tún ṣe sáà kejì. Ikọ̀ aṣojú kan láti ìpínlẹ̀ Nasarawa tí olùrànlọ́wọ́ pàtàkì fún gómìnà lórí ẹ̀kọ́ Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Idris Adamu Kòsọ̀díwá ti ṣàbẹ̀wò sípínlẹ̀ Èkìtì lórí àti ṣe ìwádìí nípa ètò ìrànlọ́wọ́ owó fétò ẹ̀kọ́ rẹ̀ ETF àti àwọn iléeṣẹ́ pàtàkì míì. Ikọ̀ náà gbóríyìn fún ìlọsíwájú pàtàkì tí Èkìtì ní lẹ́ka ètò ẹ̀kọ́ bí wọ́n ti tọ́ka sí gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwòkọ́ṣe tí ó yẹ láti farawé. Àwọn aṣojú náà ṣèpàdé pẹ̀lú àwọn lọ́gàálọ́gàá lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ ọba àti alága ìgbìmọ̀ tẹ̀kótó ilé lórí ètò ẹ̀kọ́ Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Jacob Awoniyi, kọmíṣánná ètò ẹ̀kọ́ Ọ̀mọ̀wé Ọlábímpé Adéríyè àti olórí àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ọba Dókítà Fọlákẹ́mi Ọlọ́mọjọ́bí. Wọ́n gbóríyìn fún ìdókòwò ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì sétò ẹ̀kọ́ pẹ̀lú ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ àti kànpá fún àwọn ọmọdé, sísan owó ìdánwò WAEC, pèsè àwọn amáyédẹrùn, ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ fáwọn olùkọ́ àti ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́. Ọ̀gá àgbà àjọ ETF Bọ́sẹ̀dé Ayájẹ́gẹ́dẹ́ mú ikọ̀ náà lọ́wọ́ àwọn iléeṣẹ́ tó ṣe kókó tó sì ṣàfihàn ipa ETF ní yíyára láti kojú àwọn ìṣòro ètò ẹ̀kọ́. Àbẹ̀wò náà tún ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn àwọn akitiyan ìpínlẹ̀ Nasarawa láti ṣe ìdásílẹ̀ ètò ìrànlọ́wọ́ owó fétò ẹ̀kọ́ pẹ̀lú àgbékalẹ̀ àbá òfin kan tí wọ́n ní ó ń dúró de pé kí kí wọ́n bọ̀wọ́ lù ú. àjọ tó wà fétò ẹ̀kọ́ jálẹ̀jákò nípínlẹ̀ Èkìtì SUBEB pẹ̀lú àjọ tó wà fétò ẹ̀kọ́ jálẹ̀jákò lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí UBEC ti ṣètò ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ọlọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta fún àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ àti àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ tó ń ṣàtìlẹ́yìn iléèwé nílùú Ìdó Èkìtì láti ṣèrànwọ́ fétò ẹ̀kọ́ alákọ̀ọ́bẹ̀rẹ̀ nípasẹ̀ ìtọ́ni àti àbójútó. alága àjọ SUBEB ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Fẹ́mi Akínwùmí gbóríyìn fún gómìnà Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí fún farajì rẹ̀ ṣètò ẹ̀kọ́ bó ti mẹ́nuba àwọn àṣeyọrí bíi sísan owó tí ó jẹ́ ti ìpínlẹ̀ yìí lájọ UBEC, ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ ìgbàlódé àti ìgbáyégbádùn àwọn olùkọ́. àwọn kọmíṣánná lájọ SUBEB ọ̀mọ̀wé Olúfúnkẹ́ Fájọbí àti ọ̀mọ̀wé Káyọ̀dé Adéoyè tẹnumọ́ pàtàkì lílo ohun tí wọ́n kọ́ náà láti ṣèrànwọ́ ètò ẹ̀kọ́. àwọn aṣàfọ̀ níbi ètò náà tó wá láti NEPA nípínlẹ̀ Ondo darí àwọn ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lórí ìtọ́ni tó múnádóko, àwọn iṣẹ́ tó dára ní yàrá ìkàwé àti ipò àdarí. àwọn olùkọ́ dúpẹ́ fétò ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ náà èyí tí wọ́n ní yóò jẹ́ kí múṣemúṣe àwọn olùkọ́ àti àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ túbọ̀ dá múṣemúṣe. ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ti ṣàyẹ̀wò tí wọ́n sì ti fòǹtẹ̀lù yàn sípò adájọ́ Lékan Ògúnmóyè gẹ́gẹ́ bí adájọ́ àgbà tìpínlẹ̀ yìí. ìgbésẹ̀ yìí wáyé nígbà ìjókòó ilé tí olórí ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin náà ọ̀gbẹ́ni Adéoyè Àríbásóyè darí rẹ̀ nílé asòfin ọ̀hún nílùú Adó Èkìtì. oníròyìn BSCS Bùkọ́lá Adébùkọ́lá múròyìn wá ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́.
adájọ́ Ògúnmóyè ní kọmíṣánná fọ́rúfẹ́tò ìdájọ́ ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ọ̀gbẹ́ni Dayọ̀ Àpáta àtàwọn òṣìṣẹ́ lẹ́ka ìdájọ́ bá kọ̀wọ́ rìn wá sílé aṣòfin. olórí ilé aṣòfin tó ka lẹ́tà látọwọ́ gómìnà Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí tó ń béèrè fún àyẹ̀wò àti ìfòǹtẹ̀lù àdélé adájọ́ àgbà ọ̀hún Ògúnmóyè gẹ́gẹ́ bí ojúlówó adájọ́ àgbà. lẹ́yìn tí ilé aṣòfin fọ̀rọ̀ wọ́rọ̀ láti ẹnu rẹ̀ ni olórí ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ tó pọ̀ jùlọ nílé aṣòfin ọ̀gbẹ́ni Tolú Ìgè àti olórí ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ tó kéré jùlọ ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ọládélé Ògúnṣakin sọ̀rọ̀ rere nípa adájọ́ Ògúnmóyè. alága ìgbìmọ̀ tẹ̀kótó lórí ẹ̀ka ìdájọ́ ọ̀gbẹ́ni Babátúndé Ọ̀kẹ́ ló ka àbọ̀ ìwádìí ìgbìmọ̀ wọn fún ilé aṣòfin táwọn aṣòfin sì jíròrò tí wọ́n ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò rẹ̀ níbi ìjókòó ilé kó tó di wípé wọ́n fẹnu kò. lẹ́yìn òrẹ́yìn ni olórí ilé aṣòfin kéde adájọ́ ọ̀hún bíi adájọ́ àgbà tó yẹ lẹ́ni à ń búra wọṣẹ́ fún. nínú ìfọ̀rọ̀wérọ̀ adájọ́ Ògúnmóyè ṣèlérí láti ṣàmúlò ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ ìgbàlódé nínú ètò ìdájọ́ nílé ẹjọ́.
lẹ́nìí kò kọ́ dandan pé ẹni tó lẹ́jọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ wà ní ilé ẹjọ́ kó tó ṣẹjọ́ ẹ̀. èèyàn lè wà ní ìlú òyìnbó lẹ́nu ó lè wà nílùú ọba, èèyàn wọn lè wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kó dẹ̀ ṣẹjọ́ lẹ́kìtì. ẹni tó pe ẹjọ́ ó lè wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́, ẹni tó ń pè lẹ́jọ́ ó lè wà lábújá. adájọ́ á wà ládó, wọ́n á dẹ̀ ṣe ẹjọ́ wọn nínú ìyẹn tó wà lẹ́kìtì.
adájọ́ Ògúnmóyè ni wọ́n bí nílùú Òmò Èkìtì lọ́dún 1963 tó sì kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè ní fásitì Ilé Ifẹ̀. lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n pè é sí ẹ̀ka ìdájọ́ lọ́dún 1987 ló darapọ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ka iṣẹ́ ọba ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo. Ògúnmóyè ni wọ́n yàn gẹ́gẹ́ bí adelé adájọ́ àgbà ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí lóṣù kọkànlá ọdún 2024 títí di àsìkò tí ilé aṣòfin wá fòǹtẹ̀ lù kó di ojúlówó adájọ́ àgbà. Bùkọ́lá Adébùkọ́lá ló ń jábọ̀ ìròyìn.
gẹ́gẹ́ bí ara ayẹyẹ ọdún kejìlélọ́gọ́jọ tí àjọ ológun ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ti wà, àwọn olùgbé ìlú Ìkẹrẹ Èkìtì ti jàǹfààní ètò ìlera tí wọ́n gbé kalẹ̀ nípa ti àyẹ̀wò ojú, ìtọ̀ ṣúgà àti ìfúnpá àti àwọn àyẹ̀wò ẹyin. ètò ìlera náà tó wáyé ní ààfin Ògùngà ní olórí ikọ̀ ọmọ ogun lágbègbè kejì ọ̀gágun Obìnà Ọ̀nùbọ̀gọ̀ ti sọ pé ó jẹ́ ara ojúṣe àjọ ológun láti ṣètò ìlera tó péye. olórí ikọ̀ ọmọ ogun kejì náà tí adarí ẹ̀ka ilé ìwòsàn ọ̀gágun Chukwubuzo Okusa tẹnumọ́ ìfarajì àwọn ọmọ ogun sọ̀rọ̀ ààbò àti ìgbáyégbádùn aráàlú. ó dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ olórí àwọn ọmọ ogun orí ilẹ̀ ọ̀gágun olúfẹ́mi olúyẹdé fún àwọn ìrànlọ́wọ́ tó ṣe fún ètò náà. Ògògà ti Ìkẹrẹ ọba adéjìmí adó alágbàdo nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àjọ ológun àti aṣáájú rẹ̀ bí ó ti ṣàpèjúwe ọ̀gágun olúyẹdé tí ó jọmọ ìlú Ìkẹrẹ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìbùkún fún ìlú náà àti Nàìjíríà. Ó rọ àwọn èèyàn ìlú náà láti fi ètò ìlera wọn ṣáájú ohun gbogbo nípa ṣíṣe àwọn ètò àyẹ̀wò lóòrèkóòrè. Bó ti sọ pé Ògògà Nkansu yóò túbọ̀ ṣe atọ́nà àwọn ètò ìlera bẹ́ẹ̀ nínú ìlú náà. Ikọ̀ aláàbò láwọn oko nípínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ti tẹpẹlẹ mọ́ akitiyan láti lé àwọn ọ̀daràn kúrò láwọn ìlú tó wà nípínlẹ̀ yìí. Ọ̀gá àgbàjọ náà ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ọlámídé Onísọ̀rọ̀ náà lákòókò tí ó ń ṣe àfihàn àwọn tó ń gbé egbògi olóró tí wọ́n mú ní àwọn ìletò lẹ́yìn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ oṣù tí wọ́n ti ń ṣe ọ̀tẹlẹ̀múyẹ́. Ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ ìròyìn ọ̀hún tí ó wá ní èyí tí ó sọ pé ọ́fíìsì àjọ tó wà fún ààbò àwọn àgbẹ̀ àti ohun ọ̀gbìn nílùú Adó-Èkìtì ṣàfihàn afurasí àkọ́kọ́ tí wọ́n ká egbògi olóró ìwọ̀n 351 mọ́ lọ́wọ́ nílùú Ìrèlè Èkìtì. Nígbà tí wọ́n ń takùrọ̀sọ pẹ̀lú afurasí náà tó pera rẹ̀ ní ọlọ́pàá, ó sọ pé wọ́n fi oògùn olóró ọ̀hún rán òun níṣẹ́ láti ìlú Ìkọ̀lé sí oníbàárà kan ní agbègbè ilẹ̀ Haúsá. Ọ̀gá àjọ tó wà fún ààbò àwọn àgbẹ̀ àti ohun ọ̀gbìn ọ̀gbẹ́ni Òní sọ pé afurasí náà ni àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àjọ ọ̀hún fi pápẹ́ òfin gbé nílùú Ìrèlè Èkìtì. Afurasí míì tí ó pe ara rẹ̀ ní àgbẹ̀ oníkòkó òyìnbó Sunday tí àjọ náà ṣe àfihàn rẹ̀ ni wọ́n fi òfin gbé nílùú Ìpótì Èkìtì lágbègbè ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Ìjẹ̀rò Èkìtì fún ẹ̀sùn igbó gbígbìn lẹ́yìn ìwádìí tí àjọ náà ṣe káàkiri agbègbè ọ̀hún. Ọ̀gá àjọ náà sọ pé òyìnbó Sunday jẹ́wọ́ pé oko igbó ọ̀hún tí wọ́n rí ní ẹ̀bá oko kòkó ẹni afurasí náà, ṣùgbọ́n tó sọ pé ọmọ òun ló ní oko náà tí wọ́n sì bà àwọn oko ọ̀hún jẹ́, àmọ́ tó yẹ pé ẹ̀pa kò bóró ọ̀rọ̀ náà mọ́. Alága àjọ tó wà fáàtò ìlú ńlá ọ̀gbẹ́ni Olúwọlé Àríyọ̀ ti gbóríyìn fún ọ̀gá àgbà tó ń fẹ̀yìntì ní àjọ náà ọ̀gbẹ́ni Olúmídé Fátọ́ba fún ọdún 45 tó fi ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú ìṣòótọ́ sí ìpínlẹ̀ yìí tí ó sì ṣàpèjúwe rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí alákíkanjú àti alákìtìyàn èèyàn tí ó ní àpẹẹrẹ rere nínú ètò ayẹyẹ fẹ̀yìntì lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ rẹ̀. Àwọn akẹgbẹ́ rẹ̀ ṣàyẹ̀sí ìfarajì rẹ̀ síṣẹ́. Akọ̀wé àgbà níléeṣẹ́ fọ́rọ̀ ohun èlò aráàlú àti àwọn ohun amáyédẹrùn ọ̀gbẹ́ni Olúmídé Àjàyí ṣàpèjúwe rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí olórí tó dára. Ọ̀gá àgbà tí ó ń fẹ̀yìntì náà dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run fún àánú rẹ̀ ní gbogbo ọdún 45 tí ó fi ṣiṣẹ́ ìjọba tó sì ṣèlérí láti tẹ̀síwájú ní sísìn Ọlọ́run àtọmọ ènìyàn. Àwọn òṣèlú ni wọ́n ti rọ̀ láti rí ìyànsípò wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí àǹfààní láti ṣiṣẹ́ sin ìlú. Alága àjọ tó wà fún ètò ẹ̀kọ́ṣẹ́ ọwọ́ nípínlẹ̀ yìí ọ̀gbẹ́ni Káyọ̀dé Babádé ló pàrọwà náà nígbà tó ń kópa lórí ètò guest. Ó rọ àwọn òṣèlú láti ní àwọn iṣẹ́ mìíràn tí wọn yóò máa ṣe láti lè máa fi bọ́ ẹbí wọn nígbà tí wọn kò bá sí lórí àlééfà ìjọba àti láti rí pé bí ó ti ní àjọṣe gbọ́dọ̀ wà láàrin àwọn ẹ̀ka ìjọba mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta láti lè ṣèrànwọ́ ìdàgbàsókè. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Babádé tó jẹ́ aṣòfin tẹ́lẹ̀ àti aṣáájú ìlànà ilé aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì tẹ́lẹ̀ rọ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ láti túbọ̀ farajì sí ọ̀nà àti lè jẹ́ kí wọ́n ṣoríire níbi ó ti sọ wípé kò sí ní tó burú bí èèyàn bá ṣubú kó padà dìde. Ó rọ àwọn òbí láti jẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ wọn kópa nínú ètò ẹ̀kọ́ṣẹ́ ọwọ́ lójúnà àti lè jẹ́ kí wọ́n dẹni ńlá níbi ó ti júwe gómìnà Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí bíi aṣáájú tó nífarajì àti ìfaradà. èyí ló pin ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ìyókù di lọ́la kásùn rẹ̀ o.